APPLESEED Tartaros Ouranos is a compilation film series based on the television APPLESEED series that's been created by Shinji Uramaki. APPLESEED never disappoints me completely. I have been a follower of the APPLESEED project since the 1980s project APPLESEED, and by then it drew me into the franchise, not just love it, but just being an eye-opener of just what other projects that Shinji Uramaki would make. And we're up to this point now. We're up to Tartaros Ouranos, and a lot of people had some mixed opinions about it. A lot of people didn't like it for understandable flaws, understandable reasons. And with me, I get it. I completely understand, but I feel like what makes a project good is if you stick to the lore and stick to what made us adapt to the project, in the first place. And to be honest with you, Tartaros Ouranos didn't fail. It once again did not fail. It's not a perfect anime, but it was enough to pull me in from start to finish. What I liked about Tartaros Ouranos is that not only did they want to go forward into the narrative of Dunan's and Briario's perspective of what's ahead of them, but they wanted to focus more on the unanswered questions of what's behind them. And I feel like that's important. When it comes to the APPLESEED series, we have already built like a very attachment of Dunan and Briario from start to finish. But what I liked about this is that they have pushed the narrative of Dunan's history, her parents and her mom and her father, and just how it all built into an attachment ratio of Briario's, of how he interacts with Dunan, or just how she interacts with other people, and how it all got into a good play of what we was expecting into watching this project. I thought it was done well. And normally when it comes to adding the past and flashbacks into projects like this, I was beginning to see where the flaw was coming from, but it was done well. In fact, it unfolded a lot of behavior scenarios of how some of these characters was acting towards each other that made a lot of sense. Overall, APPLESEED Tartaros Ouranos was a very good watch. I thought I was going to walk away from this project by just being overwhelmed with the action, but I was overwhelmed with not just with the story, but just how emotional I was by knowing more about Dunan and Briario's past. This was perfect. This was a good anime project. I don't got a problem with none of these animes at all. I really enjoyed it. I was glued to the screen. It's been a while since I watched a project and I had to cut my phone off.